My name is Gennaro Baltrip. I'm a rank and file member of ILWU Local 10, and I also sit on the executive board.
Yeah.
I just want to say it doesn't really make a lot of sense that the aides would like to move to the port. I know aesthetically it looks nice, but when you have a whole area where there's transit and everything that's in place, there's BART. There's at the Coliseum, there's BART, there's Amtrak, there's all kind of ways of getting to that stadium, and it's already in place. They've already taken down streets and made streets wider in East Oakland just so that they could have traffic move through that area a little bit better so that people could commute to the stadium. So it doesn't make sense that John Fisher and the Oakland aides would like to move to the Port of Oakland, where we have noise going on all day long. I have to wear earplugs in my ear just so I don't have to hear it. Who wants to live in a condominium and pay millions and billions of dollars to live somewhere and you can't even hear nothing? It doesn't make a lot of sense. So I just want to let you guys know that we need to be in support of keeping the Port of Oakland strong and not privatizing the port for millionaires and billionaires, because the working class people need a place to work. I go and pull a ticket out that hall and I go to work, and most of the time I'm working in Oakland, and the majority of the jobs are here in Oakland, and we need to stay in support of not privatizing our ports and working with I'm just going to leave it at that. We don't need to privatize the port. We don't need to privatize the port. No privatization of the Port of Oakland. We need to stand up and fight for labor. Labor is jobs that pay good and have union benefits. Because I'm not trying to knock somebody for selling some peanuts at the stadium, but when you build a stadium, you're not giving people the amount of money that they need to live and have the cost of living, as the prices are going up in Oakland, and you see all this homelessness going on, and this man wants to build condominiums. It doesn't make any sense. We got people living in tents all over the city of Oakland. We do not need to privatize the port. We need to make the port stronger, and we need to make sure that people have good, decent jobs and living wages and benefits in this world. That's what we need in this society. We don't need privatization of the ports for millionaires. And I'm definitely a taxpaying citizen in Oakland, and I don't want to pay for some stadium to be built.
Hello, everyone. My name is Janice Smith, JANICE I'm also a member of the ILWU Local 10. The Oakland A's proposal to put a stadium and luxury commercial development at our working waterfront is putting Oakland workers, businesses, and our jobs at risk. Also, the Ballpark Village project at the Coliseum would generate the same new construction and permanent jobs without the risk of displacing existing career full-time union jobs. And as he said, it doesn't make any sense to put a stadium over there when we already have the situation. They can stay at the Coliseum. There's transportation there that done made different streets and easier to get to. Why take jobs from us hard-working workers, you know, to build their condominiums? The billionaires, the millionaires, they already have. They really don't care what happened to us blue-collar people. So I just stand for and keep the Port of Oakland. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Coleman Rosenberg. I'm with Masters, Mates, and Pilots. I'm a rank and file union member, and in fact, I'm a third-generation union member. And the Port of Oakland is a huge employer. It provides hundreds and hundreds of union jobs this city and this country desperately need. If you want to see what happens when you get rid of a port and get rid of union jobs in the maritime world, look at the city of Vallejo. A beautiful, thriving city, and the port shut down, the unions left, not by their choice, and the city of Vallejo was bankrupt a decade ago. It's bouncing back now, but it killed Vallejo, and getting rid of union maritime jobs could kill Oakland. Getting rid of the port could kill Oakland. And building a stadium in the port where my friends and family in the ILWU stage their cargo to make the port efficient, to make the port less pollution because they're not idling in the streets, would potentially kill the port. But it's not just idling trucks that cause pollution. If the stadium is built at the Howard Terminal, those trucks would idle in the street, making it impossible to find parking, impossible to get to your baseball game. But right now, if you go to the current stadium, you've got parking, you've got BART, you've got freeway access, you've got options. If the port moves, or the stadium moves to Howard Terminal, you lose options. There's no parking. 5 years after it opens, everyone's going to be complaining about how they can't park at their game. They're going to complain about how loud the port is. If you haven't worked in a port, you have no idea how loud a port is. And let me tell you, everyone in my industry who doesn't wear hearing protection gets hearing loss over time. No one's going to want to pay to live in a fancy, expensive condo where they go deaf and can't get to their condo because stadium traffic, because port traffic, and worse port traffic than it is now because you've got hundreds and hundreds of trucks that'll be idling if they lose the Howard Terminal. It could crush Oakland's economy. And on top of that, you drive the unions out. Union approvals at a 50-year high in this country. The ILWU, along with the other maritime unions like mine, Masters, Mates, and Pilots, provide many jobs, well-paying jobs that provide jobs for many people of color. And if you move the stadium in, those jobs will vanish. Another pollution factor is if those jobs vanish, ships are going to have to be even less efficient moving to LA or Long Beach or Seattle, skipping Oakland, and adding more pollution there. If you support the environment, don't complain about Schwitzer Steel alone, because yes, that is a problem, but that's a separate issue. Don't just think about that. Think about extra hundreds of miles for ships. When you're moving something the size of a city block, hundreds of miles costs thousands and thousands of pounds of fuel, not gallons, tons of fuel. Save the environment, save the economy, save the Port of Oakland.
Save the Port of Oakland! Yes!
So one of the issues here is why some unions, the Alameda Building Trades and the Alameda AFL-CIO, are supporting this project. And the head of the building trades, Andreas Kluvis, is also the chair of the president of the Port of Oakland. And we have to say that they've crossed the class lines. When you attack workers and support privatization, you're not supporting working people. And that's the reality. We cannot attack pit one group of workers against another.
My name's Joe. I live here in Oakland. I'm a merchant seaman and also a longshoreman recently in the past 2 years, and it's good to be a member of both of those unions. I've also been a member of the Inland Boatmen's Union and for a time the Masters, Mates, and Pilots, working on the tugboats around here. So these are good jobs here in the Port of Oakland, aboard the ship and on the dock, that lift people up. And we need to defend these jobs and come together as working people. This stadium project is being proposed under a special infrastructure financing district where the two areas of development, the Coliseum and the Jack London Square area, all the property tax increases on that property, the property tax they're going to be taking that will be plowed right back into those areas, and the city at large, the school district, money for the roads will not have access to that. So as a taxpayer as well, and the people of Oakland, we need to say that this is not right the way our taxpayer dollars are being spent, and we need that infrastructure. You know, just here in the Port of Oakland, you drive down 7 7th Street, these roads are all beat up down there. And we need that infrastructure for maritime use as well. So it's good to see everybody out here, and I hope we can continue to work together on things like this as they come up. Thank you.
I'm Coleman Rosenberg. I'm with Masters, Mates, and Pilots. I'm a rank and file union member, and in fact, I'm a third-generation union member.
My name is Brandon Hubbard, Hubbard. I was born and raised in West Oakland, Ghost Town. When I heard about this, it was news to me because I haven't heard about it at all. But the first thing that came to mind is just some random facts, and I just like to express those random facts today. Random fact number 1 is majority of places to work, not only in Oakland, but in all of America, are not union organized, which means whoever owns that company can hire and fire you whenever they please. My union, which I am new to, SUP, Sailors Union Pacific, just like every other union that we are here to defend now, are unionized, which means we have somebody in our job supporting us just in case anything goes wrong. Second fact, this job does not care about race or sex. If you want a job and you are an intellectual hard worker, you can move up in the ranks very quickly, just like everyone else. All you have to do is put in the time and the work. You will have people within your union aiding you every step of the way. I have never in my life worked for a company with a union that aided me in the way this union does, that has provided me with everything that I would need to achieve my job and move beyond. Destroying the Oakland port would be a massive blow to every individual that works on that port. The sheer destructive force of taking hundreds, if not thousands of people out of their job. Not only that, but destroying the union is catastrophic to any city that it happens to. Which is why I am here, not only to support my union, but to support every union that the Oakland Port provides. Because if they can take that away, they will begin to take everything else that they can get their hands on. And the last point is this. When it comes to billionaires creating infrastructure, it always seems like there's an agenda behind it, and they always want to additionalize all the good things that could possibly happen. It is always good to create new jobs. But that Oakland AIDS Center, it will not have unionized jobs. It will not pay the same wages that we are getting paid. You will not be able to go across country. You won't be able to do hours that you need to do to provide for your families. And you will not get paid the same. So I just want to thank everybody here today. I appreciate being informed about this. And if we ever have to do something else, please let me know.